Hello, I'm Michael Beck, and welcome if you are joining me for the first time, and welcome back if you've been following along with me. Thanks for being here. I'm just continuing uh, with these off the cuff, unscripted videos, just as an extension of processing things and just sharing whatever I've been thinking um, and yeah. So I recently was in the mood to revisit the original Star Wars trilogy and the prequels, just out of nostalgia for them, I guess. And so, yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I from local used store, yep, got DVD set of the original trilogy, and then once again used got a set of the prequels. So, and yeah, rewatched the original trilogy already, and just last night watched episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And so maybe I should wait until I've watched all of them to give my thoughts. But yeah, at this point, if I don't, if I don't share this now, I'll probably move beyond it and past it, and we'll never get to it. So yeah, just getting this out while I have the thoughts and the idea. But yeah, I couldn't remember the last time that I'd seen them. But since then, I had just been thinking more about them and hearing some commentary, and so it was really interesting to revisit them, kind of with these new ideas and a new lens to see them through. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, somewhere in here, I guess I feel like I wanted to say, like, I don't know. I mean, if I become a Star Wars fan, that's fine. I don't want to be embarrassed about that. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really necessarily seen myself as, like, a huge Star Wars fan, and I don't think I necessarily am even at this point. I mean, as much as it's cool and I appreciate, like, this, really interesting, expansive universe. I think really what is capturing and interesting me, and it's not even kind of the movies themselves. I think there's definitely some flaws. I mean, at the least, I think, yeah, some questionable dialogue choices and just some unhealthy relationship depictions. And yeah, I can't speak to George Lucas, the man, but just speaking to the work that he and his team and partners created. I think really is something special that just goes beyond a sort of modern recreation of the hero's journey. Like, there's something going on there that rarely do I see. Just the redemptive arc of it, going from the two trilogies, looking at particularly the Anakin Skywalker character, and of his son as well. But yeah, just to see how he is, Anakin Skywalker is the chosen one, and he becomes Darth Vader. And it's like, oh, that's that hope is died. But just to see how, yeah, like through it all in the end. And yeah, I think if you're not paying attention, there's so much that you'll miss, and having someone to kind of direct your attention to these things is really helpful. Been helpful for me. But yeah, just to see how, in the end, Darth Vader is the one who defeats Palpatine. And I'm not going to go into the new trilogy. That would be a whole can of worms. But yeah, I think it really undermines yeah, just like what happens in the first two trilogies, um, to bring Palpatine back. But again, we're not going to go there. But we'll just say that 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 sacrifice was meaningful and important. Um, yeah, the fact that that he is the one to do it, and that is completed in a sense that despite anyone's expectations and impressions, he is the one to follow through and to fulfill the thing, even in a roundabout way. And but yeah, just to see, um, yeah, I mean, I guess really, um, yeah, so many things to talk about, think of, and trying to keep things within the scope of a short video. But there's the whole redemptive arc that I just spoke of there. But then there's just also just all kinds of other questions and commentary, and not even getting to sort of political commentary, just like looking at questions of manhood and stoicism and wisdom and control, and humanhood, and man, yeah, it's really interesting stuff just to see this Jedi order, this Jedi Council of peacekeepers of the universe, and how they were just so blind to so much that went on and that happened. And so it's like, were they really actually that wise? Were they really actually enlightened? And just receiving Anakin, the first time as like a young person. And I think the impressions were that he was like already like too old. It's like, really, like and just like and just judging him up and down and being like, oh, like there's too much fear, and fear leads to this and that and to hate and the other thing. And it's like it's yeah, like just like what, and just seeing the way that Anakin becomes like this this older younger man who just lacks like emotional maturity, and yeah, just I mean, one scene that I really kind of struck me and that I wanted to convey in this video was in the second film, Attack of the Clones, where Anakin commits these terrible acts, and I really it's unfortunate that it seems like there's no real accountability for that. So it feels like what he did was like fine. But I think like really important to have this female character who is also like not I mean, obviously like not a lay person, because they are this like politician figure, and they've probably like learned a lot of things, and so but just the sense of like they're outside of like the Jedi Order, they're outside of this again, of like manhood and stoicism, and to hear from the character Padme, that to be angry is to be human, and yeah, I think that like we all need someone who will speak to us without judgment, just to allow for the feelings and say they're mentionable, and that you can feel them and process them. Like to just say that like anger is a bad emotion, and just to dismiss it and judge it is not like that's thinking, and that's not actually feeling, that's not actually processing it. And yeah, so um, I just found that really, really poignant, especially because yeah, yesterday was International Women's Day, um, and so yeah, thinking about Padme and her character and um, her influence and involvement, but again also Carrie Fisher with Princess Leia. Yeah. Where am I going with this now? But yeah, just I guess I'll say yeah again, kind of on the redemptive arc and just kind of overall impressions, just the mirroring between the original trilogy and the prequels, and how you have Anakin and his son Luke, and how like the Jedi's like really don't learn their lesson. Like you have the way that Anakin is treated and handled, and it's the exact same thing. Or how yeah he's handled. Anakin's handled in the prequels, and then subsequently in the originals. Chronologically, if you go that way in order, how like Luke Skywalker is again like they're received. It's like he's too old, and again like all these questions of like his like emotions and things, but how seemingly it's the fact that it seems like Luke actually had an opportunity to have time to live and to have life experience before he actually receives any of these Jedi ideas. And how so many times like he follows his own gut and his own instinct, his own intuition over what the Jedi were telling him to do. And I guess similarly, that's what his father Anakin did, and that was criticized. But to see that wasn't necessarily in of itself a bad thing, or just to see the place that like where Luke was coming from, and yeah, just how there was like he was able to take on these aspects in this training from the Jedi, but it ultimately didn't change him at the core and change who he was, and just the way that he saw the world and saw things, and even after the Jedi had completely given up on his father, how he still believed and still hoped and still saw something in him, and how in the end we see it wasn't not naive, like he really did sense something in him, and how he was the one to believe in his father, and through that he was a part of bringing about this redemption in his father, and allowing his father to complete his calling, his oneness, from the start. So I guess I don't know. Yeah, I just thought that was like really all very beautiful to me, because in any other film that would have Darth Vader would have simply just been a bad guy, and in the end he would have been killed, and hooray, and credits. But to have this whole long arc of Anakin, having so much so much weight and so much pressure, so much expectation, and then to have that falling, that failing with Darth Vader, but ultimately for things to come back around in such an unexpected way, and just the role and the involvement of others in that, seemingly so unlikely, people. And yeah, I think that's about probably all that I have to say, or can manage to say, I think I'm running out of steam, and hoping that I managed to say all that, most of what I wanted to convey in this video. But yeah, I mean, if you if you've I guess listened, watched those movies, I'd be curious to get your thoughts. Maybe this will encourage or inspire you to revisit them, and to look at them in a different way, not as just a science fantasy epic, but as something else. And again, kind of being able to to take the good with the bad. Again, some questionable stuff there, but I think overall, the message, and just seeing the humanity in it, I guess ultimately, and for all of the shortcomings, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to endorse again some negative ideas, but ultimately embracing being able to have a diverse, colorful range of emotions, and believing that redemption is possible, not simply dismissing and giving up on people. And I guess it would be interesting maybe to rewatch the new the new trilogy. I think I had my hopes that they would kind of continue this message, and I think that the beauty of the redemptive arc of Anakin Skywalker, and kind of really looking at redemption of of groups and tribes and like society. Like again, like it seems like there was an opportunity there to really kind of deconstruct the Jedi Order, and the society too. And I'm not sure that how that like really actually happens. I guess that's would be something to revisit and consider. But I guess that is my my hope of the trajectory of this story, this message is that we can have redemption of individuals, but ultimately that we can have redemption of groups and societies, because I think just coming to a place of like recognizing that like the systems and the structure and the roles that those have in shaping the individuals, and you can't simply judge individuals and not have a critique of the system that plays such a role in shaping them. Not to say that we all have to be accountable and responsible for our actions, but there's just so much. I was having a conversation with my friend, and I think when you're younger, you have these ideas of being so independent and free and be able to kind of shape your own life, but just realizing as you get older that there's like so much that's like seemingly out of our control, and that we didn't get to choose, and so having that be a part of the conversation, and being able to come to a level of acceptance, but also being like, hey, like what can I do with what's in my ability to change, and again with the mind of like hope and redemption, like maybe people are not beyond redemption, but maybe our systems and our structures aren't beyond it either. Just thinking of this all the strides that we've made, and just the way that people dreamed and people thought it was ridiculous. That it's just the way that it's just the way that it is, and it's not going to change, and it's not going to get better. And but the ways that things have improved, not to say things are great now, obviously, good Lord, things are not great right now, but there is the hope that things can change for the better, and that we can do it together. So yeah, I'm gonna end this message with that. Thank you as always for taking the time to join me and consider these thoughts with me. Until next time, please stay well and take care.